Hi, I'm Adam Drake, and today I want to talk a little bit about the Pro-Line Holeshot versus Pro-Line Buckshot tires. Now, I'm going to do a video that's a little bit more, I guess, detail-oriented as far as choosing the correct tread pattern for the track conditions. But for today's video, I want to basically give you a side-by-side comparison of the Holeshot and Buckshot and let you know when you would want to choose a buckshot over a holeshot or a holeshot over a buckshot. Because both of these tires are very versatile. You can run them in a really wide variety of track conditions. But I want to give you a little bit of insight on, again, why you would want to pick a holeshot or why you would want to pick a buckshot, depending on the track conditions that you race in. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each tire, and then we'll take a little bit of a closer look so you can see a little bit more detail of what I'm talking about. Because one of the things that I think people get confused with a lot of times is, like, when a track condition is really dusty or loose, they think they need a really, really big pin tire, which typically a big pin tire will allow the tread to kind of dig through the dust and paddle its way through. But a key part of that is there also has to be enough spacing between the lugs. So like the holeshot tire, it's a very small pin tire, but it's really, really good in dusty conditions. And part of that is because there's enough spacing between the lugs. So a buckshot actually has a bigger lug, but the spacing is a little bit closer. So between these two tires, you would want to choose a holeshot if you were on a dusty condition, or you would want to choose a buckshot if you were on a more clean track. And the reason why I say you would want a buckshot on a clean track is because with the lugs being a little bit closer, it's going to be a little bit smoother, less direct feeling. So the steering's going to be a little bit smoother, and that's because the lug has more support. It's a larger lug, it's closer together. The lug's not going to kind of wiggle or feel unstable. Again, holeshot, if it's dusty and you're looking for a lot of forward bite, and that's because the spacing allows that dust to kind of escape from the tread pattern and allows the pin to kind of do its digging and driving forward. So we'll go ahead, we'll take a closer look, and we'll go a little bit more into detail between these two tires. Okay, so on the right, we have the Pro-Line Holeshot 2.0, and what I'm about to talk about between the holeshot and buckshot will also apply to truggy tires as well. Similar design, same concept between the two. So the holeshot, like I mentioned, it has a little bit more open spacing. This is going to allow the tire to cut through dust a little bit better. Because of the lower profile pin, it's going to be a little bit more direct or sharp feeling on the track. And typically the holeshot is going to be the faster of the two tires because, again, it has that more direct or crisp feeling. Usually a holeshot is pretty much my go-to tire, and it's, I would say, the fastest or best tire to run for any main event that's 30 minutes or less. And that's not to say that this tire can't last considerably longer than 30 minutes, because like at this year's 2020 DNC, a number of us ran M3 holeshots in the final, which was 45 minutes long. The tires showed almost no wear at all. So the only time where the tires may struggle to last, you know, for a 45-minute final would be if the track is like really dry and abrasive. And normally in that condition, when it's dry and abrasive, the track is going to have a really grippy or aggressive feel. So the buckshot will not only last longer than the holeshot in that condition, it's also going to be a little bit smoother in terms of the steering. It'll be a little bit less aggressive in those cleaner, higher bite conditions. And then, like I mentioned, the tread life is also going to be a little bit better. And the tread life is for a couple reasons. So the tread life is going to be better with a buckshot because not only are the lugs a little bit taller, they're also just an overall a larger lug. So it's basically more rubber that has to wear down. So the hole shot, you have a little bit more spacing, a little bit smaller pin. It's going to wear a little bit more, but have a more direct, crisp feel. Buckshot is going to be a little bit smoother in terms of steering and also a little bit longer lasting.